You coming? We are in the dairy state, AKA Wisconsin, and we're gonna try what Wisconsinites say is one of the best pastries of all time, the kringle at O&H Danish Bakery. These are all kringles, and these are all kringles. That's me when I'm hungry.
Yeah.
This is Peter. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Peter Olesen, president and co-owner, and part of the fourth generation.
Okay, I was gonna ask.
My great-grandfather started the business in 1949. He emigrated here in the early 1920s as a 15-year-old boy. He just made his way working in a bakery eventually, and had a passion for it, had a passion for baking. And like any, immigrant, to own your own business was a dream.
Huge. If you were to pick one thing here to eat, would it be the kringle, or do you have another secret favorite?
I mean, absolutely. Our kringle is such a signature pastry. Of course, we have, probably 15 different varieties today.
So many.
60 throughout the year. We have the traditional. We have ones that my grandpa would never believe we would ever make. Great flavors, great combinations, but it all starts and ends with the pastry for us. That's the tradition. It's a 3-day process to make every kringle. The original shape of a kringle is a pretzel.
Wow.
It was the Racine bakers, though, that eventually made it oval, which is kind of the signature today. And the story goes is that every time you overlap in a pretzel, you get a lot more dough to filling ratio and that inconsistency. So, the patrons would say, I really like your cherry kringle, but I wish it was consistent throughout. I didn't get so much dough overlapping. The smart bakers started making oval shaped, which I'm thankful because I can't imagine making pretzel shaped all day long as well. It's hard enough to make the oval consistently.
Leads me to my next question. Are you a baker? Do you go bake these kringles occasionally?
I would say in the past, certainly I've grown up throughout the business. Those are a cheese-filled glazed triangle. I mean, how could you go wrong?
So Wisconsin.
Absolutely. So Danish coffee cake. So this is one of those signature coffee cakes, that Seven Sisters coffee cake, where we have 7 sweet rolls, essentially we make. And then we layer that in an almond custard. Kind of a traditional flavor. Almond kringle is one of our most popular flavors. Find that at Trader Joe's at Christmas time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy that you say that because I thought your logo looked familiar, but I was like, I have no idea why I would have ever seen their logo. It's Trader Joe's.
It is, yes. Wisconsin made the kringle the official state pastry a little over 10 or 12 years ago.
Incredible.
Yeah. When it became the official state pastry, we came out with our Wisconsin kringle. And you get just the tart cranberry, the sweet cherry, the smooth cream cheese, and it blends it all together. That's a good one where we have, 3 parts in that filling.
Love their logo. Look at this man. Look at this man. And I didn't even notice he has donuts on his horns. Wisconsin people are the most hospitable people in the world.
It's
Is this a kringle knife?
This is just a good bread knife.
I've never seen a handle like that.
I know, but it really, for cutting a good loaf of bread.
Wow, beautiful.
This is the Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Should we cheers?
So, skull.
Oh, skull. That's incredible. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I've never had one of these. How many kringles do you think you've eaten in your lifetime? Is that a really hard question?
It is a hard question. I couldn't even quantify it. I guess what I want to share is the Danish term hygge. Have you heard that? Hygge is a Danish term, and many say the Danes are the happiest people in the world. Often because of this term hygge, and it doesn't translate perfectly, but it's essentially appreciate what you have, don't dwell on what you don't. The Danes have long, cold winters where they don't even see the sun, and somehow they make it through it mostly happy, right? Really, it's about slowing down and enjoying those special moments in life. And our bakery often is around those moments. The expectation is the bakery is great, right? You go to a bakery, you expect it to be good. But what's most impactful is that celebration, Easter, Christmas, a wedding, just sitting in the corner here with your aunt, your uncle, a niece, and a cup of coffee and a pastry, right? But it's those moments. We're still a small craft bakery that knows how to make 5 of something and, 5,000 of something. This we opened in 2015. It was actually a Ford dealership before it was vacant for a decade. But we are this unique balance between still a pretty small craft bakery.
Family owned.
Family owned, making hundreds of items a day, because most big bakeries that I've seen make a few items,
Right,
you know.
definitely, definitely.
So it is special to be able to do this and find a way to do it day in and day out.
So this is Wade.
Yeah.
You're head baker here.
Well, yeah, you can say that. Yeah, a lot of years here baking. Yeah.
How
yeah.
long have you been baking / did you start here, or were you in
No,
a
I
different
start.
realm of pastry?
No, I started here when I was 16 years old. Yeah, so it's been a lot of
Okay,
years.
see, that's what they mean by family business.
It's awesome. Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah, I think baking is a passion, right?
Yeah.
You can write all the instructions in the world. You can write all the recipes in the world, but if you don't have the passion and you don't have that vision, to really want to make great bakery, it won't work. So,
Yes.
a lot of people do have that passion, and I think that passion is carried on by generations. So, it's awesome to be a part of it.
Anthony's telling me to stop getting pastries.
You need to put one crawler in there.
Which one's the crawler?
You don't have to.
Wait, is this the crawler?
That's the crawler. You don't have to eat it all. You gotta sample.
Wow. All product research. Okay? Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. You want to show them the goods? We're eating at the Viking ship. What should we try first? It's a full croissant that they fried. It's not just brioche dough rolled, it's a fried croissant. That's incredible, right? This is the bear claw. Peter insisted we try this. I don't really know what the dough is, but it's chocolate and cheese. Oh my God, that's incredible. I don't even know how to describe that. Okay, I'm trying to save room. This is, I don't know. I don't know what this is.
Bear claw.
Wait, I thought that was the bear claw.
No, the other one was the elephant ear.
Oh yes, that last one was the elephant ear, I apologize. Mmm. Chocolate and cheese. That's my favorite one so far.
Like I said, I should just grab the box and run.
You know, it's not a bad idea. You could probably get away with it. We're pretty slow and full. This is the crawler. That's like the most light and fluffy cake donut I've ever had. You know how cake donuts can be really dense and heavy? Oh my gosh. Everybody before us was getting this, so I felt like we had to get it. Mmm. Cheese. Last thing in the box. Pecan pie, swirl thingamajig. My mother would love this so much. It's like a pecan pie and a cinnamon roll had a baby. I have to try the kringle. I must. Hear that bird? Look at him, he's in the boat. We tried one in there, but it was the Wisconsin one, so it was jam and cheese. This is their #1 seller, which is their pecan, and we don't have a knife, so. That's the best thing. That is so good. I'm gonna be in a sugar coma. That is stinking delicious though. Huge thank you to O&H Bakery, a family-run bakery that has been able to scale up in a massive way and still operate with so much heart and kindness. I am so excited to both bring this kringle home to share with everybody and also to try and make my own. That's how I imagine Danish people walk down the street. All right, y'all, I am back from Wisconsin and I am ready to make a kringle. I am genuinely so excited. I actually think this is the perfect baked good for people who want to try lamination but are terrified of croissants. This is like a gateway drug, you know? It's a very approachable way to laminate dough, so I'm very excited. Now, when doing my research for this recipe, I stumbled upon Erin McDowell's recipe, and she is such a pro. She's amazing. She's the best. So we took a lot from her. I changed our dough recipe slightly, but this technique of making it in a food processor and the way we laminate later, all Erin. She is queen. Starting with the dough, this dough comes together in 2 seconds. We have some all-purpose flour, some sugar, and just a little bit of room temperature butter. Now I'm just gonna pulse this together until the butter is all dispersed throughout our flour and our sugar and you don't see any chunks. I wish you could smell it because it smells buttery and delicious, but as you can tell, it still looks like just a fine powder. There's no chunks of butter. Now we're gonna add some salt and we're gonna add our instant yeast. I'm using instant yeast so you don't have to activate it. I am of the probably smaller party of people who doesn't think you have to activate any yeast. But that being said, if you're using active dry yeast instead of instant yeast and you wanna activate it, in the milk that we'll be adding later, you're welcome to do so. We're gonna pulse that till the yeast and the salt are also combined into our flour. We're gonna add 2 egg yolks and some warm milk. Now I'm gonna blend this for about a minute in my food processor, and you'll see all the flour start to get picked up from the sides, and then it should all really start to clump together. This dough will be slightly sticky and soft, so expect it to come together pretty fast. I accidentally clicked puree there at the end instead of stop. And I'm just gonna take the heels of my hands and give this a little knead on the counter. You don't have to go for a super long time. All right. That's looking good to me. Now to give myself a little helping hand when I go to laminate, I'm gonna shape my plastic into a rectangle. And leaving a little bit of room, I'll fold in and fold in. Now we flip, and I'm gonna take my rolling pin and I'm gonna zhuzh my dough into all the edges of the plastic. A rectangular dough, baby. Now, as Peter said, this is in fact a 3-day process, but I knew that. And so I prepped everything for you. So this is gonna go in the fridge. And if you're making this right now, it's gonna go in the fridge for at least 2 hours, but ideally 24 hours. The longer, the better. And I am gonna pull out the dough that I already prepped for you that's been in the fridge for 24 hours. Yes, I am a part of the Food Network, actually. Imagine this is 24 hours later. 24 hours later, my dough is really cold and easy to work with. Take some of my flour, little baby dusting. Now I'm gonna roll this out into a nice rectangle. Now to show you the gateway lamination. So this is a frozen stick of butter. It's frozen solid, it's been freezing overnight. She is hard as a rock. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grate this frozen butter over the surface of my dough. So we don't have to create a butter block, we don't have to do anything fancy. It's gonna get it into a nice even layer. Ideally, I would be using a single-sided grater. This is all I can find. So this is what we're using today, and I'm gonna make it work, okay? Our butter is now in a nice even sheet. And for our first fold, we're gonna take 1/3 into the center, other third over. And that is your first fold done. We're gonna do 3 folds total, and thanks to Erin's amazing method, we can do the second fold right away. So again, I'm gonna give her a little dusting of flour. That was more than a little. Don't do that much, you didn't need that much. One side, into the middle, other side. Now we take our plastic that we saved from the beginning because we don't waste. Now we're gonna let this rest in the fridge for about 30 minutes to an hour just so that butter can re-solidify and our dough can relax, and we're gonna give it one final fold the exact same way. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes and I'm back to do my final fold. Again, trying to move quickly because we don't want our butter to get warm. 1/3 into the middle, 1/3 on top. We wrap her up again. Now this is gonna go in your fridge for, again, overnight, 24 hours. And tomorrow you will shape, fill, and bake it. But again, I'm thinking one step ahead of you. So know that you're gonna wait 24 hours, but I have this baby ready to go. I laminated this dough yesterday, so it is completely ready to go. Now, I already have flour on my surface. We're gonna roll this out longer than you think. I'm not gonna roll it widthwise at all. I'm just gonna try and get it probably about this long. I'm not gonna give you an exact inch measurement because just follow your heart. I think I'm finished rolling out. As you can see, she's very long. Now, since O&H's best-selling flavor was their pecan, we are also gonna make pecan. But if you want a different filling, you do that. I made this really simple pecan filling out of butter, brown sugar, cinnamon, pecans, a little bit of maple syrup and vanilla and salt. And I'm gonna put a dollop of it in a nice line all the way down. You don't want it to spread out towards the edges. You really wanna concentrate it in the center of the strip of dough. Okay, now to shape, we're gonna take one side and we're just gonna lay it over the filling. Same thing on the other side, we take it over the filling. This is the scariest part. We have our lined baking sheet. We're gonna pick this guy up by the ends. Oh, right now it's a U, it's a little horseshoe, and you do want the seam side on top. I'm gonna open up this end, tuck the tail in there. We're gonna fold over to kind of trap him. Wow. Give him a little pat down. We have our kringle shaped. She's beautiful. Now remember, this still is a yeasted dough. So we're gonna cover this and let it rise for about 30 minutes while our oven preheats. You want it somewhere warm, just till it's a little bit puffy. Okay, my kringle is slightly puffy. It's done proofing. I'm gonna give it an egg wash for some color and some shine, and then we're gonna throw her into the oven. I am back with my kringle. It looks rustic, but I feel that's the nature of the product, okay? It looks very flaky, very delicious. And then I made a really quick icing with heavy cream, powdered sugar, vanilla bean, and some salt. Now we're gonna ice it and we're gonna eat it. Waiting for this to cool has been the hardest battle of my life. She is beauty, she is grace. She is Miss United States. Whoa! Oh my gosh, that is incredible. The flakiness of the layers, look at this. I'm coming close just to show you. Look at that. The easiest lamination you ever did see also. I am so happy I finally know what a kringle is. Please go make this, and if you wanna try the OG, the original, the real racine kringle, go to O&H Bakery, tell them I sent you. They are the best people, and you will not be disappointed, I promise. Getting down to your level again, I have a section of overlap where I didn't get any filling, which is, you're not supposed to do that. That was like an oops on my part. But the good thing is now I can show you what those layers laminated look like with no filling. So again, stepping stone to croissants. Are you ready? That's a stepping stone. That's a flaky, flaky little layer. I think you should try it.